Clark looks him over. Watch that white line. Holy cow! Bobby Allen and Sam Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the outside. Allen down the inside. Bobby Allen in the middle. Sam Rodriguez high on the outside. It's a two-car race. In front, and Sam Rodriguez comes out in front. Rodriguez and Allen. Here comes Steve Kitzer up on the inside. Kitzer down on the inside, now running third. Rodriguez, Bobby Allen, Steve Kitzer. Sam Rodriguez, Bobby Allen, Steve Kitzer down the back straightaway. Vance Peterson running fourth in car number 80. Kitzer working on Bobby Allen. The race for second place. Kitzer on the outside. Kitzer. Bobby Allen stays on the inside. Kitzer high to the outside. The race for second place. Kitzer now second. Rodriguez is your leader. From Florida, Steve Kitzer running second, Bobby Allen third. Randy Smith is now up in fifth place. Kitzer trying to close in on Sam Rodriguez. 100 points for winning your heat race. Kitzer gets a little out of shape, and Rodriguez stretching down the back of the white flag. The white flag coming out. And Kitzer's car's missing. Checkered flag! Yeah! Yeah! All right! In the record books! All right, Florida, stand up and cheer! Sammy Rodriguez! All right! Holy cow, what a way to start a night out. The winner, 03, Sam Rodriguez. Second, car number 11. Third was 1A, Bobby Allen. Fourth, 80. And the fifth place went to Randy Smith at 55. Here's the second heat race, and here's Tim Trier.
Second in the car, number 1A, Butch Hansen is third. Here comes your race leader, Danny Young. Butch Hansen in the fourth spot now, and here comes your leader. It's Danny Young working out in front in the lead, and a good race for second. Here comes Keith Kaufman now. Kaufman working on Max Dunsney, and Kaufman puts the pedal down and moves by Max Dunsney. Here comes Danny Young, your race leader. Danny Young, Keith Kaufman, Max Dumpsney, Butch Hansen, and Terry Gray now running in the 5th spot. Hansen in the final transfer. And now starting to reel him in is Keith Kaufman. Danny Young and Keith Kaufman with the wick turned up, trying to reel in your race leader. Max Dumpsney running 3rd here in heat number 2 of the 31st running of the Nationals here at Knoxville. Terry Gray in the bump spot. In the 4th spot is Terry Gray. And here comes Jack Hewitt. Oh, and Kaufman up near the fence in turn 3. All right, restart coming up, and Danny Young on the pedal again. Max Dumpsney running 1 and 2. Now the Kaufman out of the event. In the 3rd spot is now Terry Gray, and Jack Hewitt on the outside. Your race right now is for 3rd. Now if Jack Hewitt wants in the feature, he's got to get one more spot, and he's got to get it now. Here they come. Taking the win is the car number 81, Danny Young. Max Dumpsney 2nd. Terry Gray 3rd. Jack Hewitt 4th. Ron Schumann 5th.
Brand Bruns in car number 18, setting up on the inside, sets a pace with Gary Cameron out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Up on the outside, they'll watch for that white line. Setting the pace together, coming out looking good. Gary Cameron from Tulsa. Oh, a lot of dice sitting back in the back. Gary Cameron makes his move. Cameron moves away down the back straightaway. Look at the battle back in the middle as Swindell on the outside. Dave Blaney went high and Swindell got down below him, and here comes Swindell all the way. Swindell all the way from the back. He's up now running 2nd. Gary Cameron is your leader. Running 4th now in car number 12. Dave Blaney 3rd. Swindell closing in on Gary Cameron. Cameron and Swindell to the bottom side. Swindell takes the lead. Way back to the rear, trying to work his way up into a racing position. Here comes Dave Blaney. Blaney on the move. Blaney takes over 2nd place. Chris McDermott now running 4th. Gary Cameron 3rd. And your leader way out is Sammy Swindell. to go. Your winner, Chris McDermott grabs third place. Your winner, Sammy Swindell in car number 1. Finishing second, Dave Blaney in the 7C. Third was Chris McDermott in the 52. In fourth, car number 3, Gary Cameron. And in fifth was the 12 car of Craig Dolensky. Keep in mind the top 4 cars will automatically go to the A feature event, and the next 4 cars will go to the B main. The rest of them will go to Friday night's program.
Ricky Gaunt, the pace setter. Dennis Moore Jr., the youngster from Grinnell, Iowa, sitting on the outside. Leonard Lee, Rick Montgomery. Edging around, turns 3 and 4. Doug taking a look. It's green, it's go. Ricky Gaunt heads to the front, out of turns 1 and 2. Ricky Gaunt, the race leader. Rick Montgomery running second. And down the back chute, Montgomery on the inside right away, challenges for the lead. Your race is for the lead. Leonard Lee running in the second spot, and Rick Gaunt in the lead. The race leader, Ricky Gaunt. Jackson, now all the way up to second. Skip Jackson has got the wick turned up in the 2-8 car. Your race leader, Ricky Gaunt. And now Skip Jackson in hot pursuit of your race leader. Down on the inside, Skip Jackson trying to get by Ricky Gaunt for the lead. You've got a new leader, Skip Jackson. Now down the back chute, Gaunt is second. And John Mackison in the third spot. Now running fourth, and Skip Jackson has got the kite string out. John Mackison now yellow. Yellow coming out for Leonard Lee. Skip Jackson, Ricky Gaunt, Johnny Mackison, and Dave Kelly. The 1 through 4 right now. Montgomery 5th. Hamilton and Lothier. Moore Jr. and Leonard Lee. Green is out and we're underway once again. Skip Jackson in turn 3. Moving into the second spot is Johnny Mackison. Skip Jackson continues to show the way, and now Lothier trying to make a move. On the inside, gets by. And now Paul Lothier turning the wick up and moving into the third spot. And Ricky Gaunt having a little trouble in the fourth spot, but under siege. The back chute, Skip Jackson, and now Mackison right on his bumper for the lead. Skip Jackson with Mackison right behind, challenging for the front. Checkered flag this time down. Who's it gonna be? All right, give him a good hand. That's a good one. Skip Jackson with the win. Doing a good job coming up there to challenge the 65, Johnny Mackison. Paul Lutier third. The 126, Dave Kelly in the final transfer. 57 of Hamilton, the 4A, the 9M, and the 71.
Gary Brazier from Australia sets up on the inside of that first row, car number 20. Outside of him, the 16 of Gary Dewall. They'll be bringing him around, looking for the white line in turn 4 as Doug Clark looks him over. We've had a good first 4. Knock on wood, let's keep them going, guys. The racetrack is excellent. Picking the pace up. We go green. Around the outside of the first turn, Gary Dewall grabs the lead down the back straightaway. Gary Brazier running second. Jerry Jensen on the move on the inside. Jensen second. Down to the inside comes Joe Gurney in the 7. Joe Gurney on the move now running third. The leader, Gary Dewall in the 16, Jerry Jensen in 47, Joe Gurney in the 7. And on the move is Danny Smith. Fourth place, Gary Brazier back in the 5th. The yellow flag is out. Got a car into the wall in the number 2 turn. All right, Gary Dewall, your leader again on the restart. The Jerry Jensen 47 car dropped to the inside and grabbed the lead. But it was all for nothing. They brought him back. Joe Gurney in the 3rd spot. Danny Smith running 4th. Gary Brazier out of Australia in the 5th spot in the 20. Kenny McCarl in the 19B is now running 6th. Nick Lasasso in the 7th spot. Sean Moore 8th. And Jerry Richard Jr. Down the back chute. It's green again and on the move. Here comes Jensen down on the low side. Gary Dewall holds the lead on high outside, but here comes Joe Gurney. Gurney running 3rd in car number 7, TW. Jensen down low, challenging the leader. Jensen made his move. Here comes the 7 TW. Danny Smith is 4th. Sean Moore running 5th in car number 2X. Jensen goes low inside of turn 3 and 4 every time. 5 laps. 6 laps are now completed. Every racing spot is important. Finishing it out now. Gary Dewall with a comfortable lead. Jerry Jansen in second. Joe Gertie in third. Danny Smith in fourth. Sean Moore is fifth. The white flag is out. 1 lap remaining. 1 to go. And down for the checkered flag they come. And the winner from Jackson, Minnesota, car number 16, Gary Dewall. Finishing second in 47 from Des Moines, Iowa, Jerry Jansen. Finishing third in car number 7, TW from Rochester, Indiana, was Joe Gertie. Finishing fourth in the 56 from Danville, Indiana, was Danny Smith. And Sean Moore from Moline, Illinois, car number 2X, rounding out the top 5. All right, we'll take a break. Chris McDermott from Houston, Texas, sitting on the inside of that front row. Vance Peterson out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He's outside front row. Danny Smith on the inside of that second row. Skip Jackson from Australia on the outside. Jack Hewitt and Paul Lotier on the third row. Sammy Swindell and Steve Kinser on the fourth row. Dave Kelly and Joe Gertie on the fifth row. Sam Rodriguez and Terry Gray on the sixth row. Dave Blaney and Johnny Mackison on the seventh row. Max Dumsney and Jerry Jansen on the eighth row. Bobby Allen and Danny Young on the ninth row. Gary Cameron and Gary Dewall on the 10th row. And Donnie Kreitz and Ron Schumann on the 11th row. Doug Clark looks him over and says, we're ready to go. Oh, watch the middle of that field. What a tough spot to be up front for young Chris McDermott from Houston, Texas, and Vance Peterson out of Sioux Falls. Thoughts going through their mind right now. They can't gas it until they get to that white line and they're on turn 4. Everybody's anxious. They're on the move. They pick the pace up quickly. Recovery. Holy cow, here we go. We're underway. Vance Peterson outside. Danny Smith, here comes Sammy. Sammy's up in a third, Steve's up in a fifth. Chris McDermott high on the outside. Danny Smith is your leader. Vance Peterson running second. Swindell down on the inside. Here comes Swindell. Swindell to the high outside. Danny Smith, your leader, down to Mexico. Swindell and Kitzer. Side by side and Kitzer. There goes the low side. Oh! Oh! Holy cow! What a move! Swindell is out to win it. Outside of being a little dusty in the grandstands, what a fantastic racing show to watch. Holy cow, I tell you, it's a shame to see things happen and to break up a great race going on, but what talent that they can show through the traffic at 120 to 130 mile an hour, diving in and out through the lap traffic and watch these guys race. Steve Kitzer, the winner, and I'll tell you, wait till he comes to the winner's circle. What a job. Sammy Swindell, what great talent. Only to have a car quit. Dave Blaney worked hard up through the field. Danny Smith, Jack Hewitt. I'll give you the official rundown after the scorers have checked all the lap sheets, because what a race and what track conditions tonight. I mean, these guys raced safely, cleanly all night long and coming through it like a champ. We'll pick it up.
Steve, you had a little tough luck in the heat race. What was going on out there?
Well, I don't know. I think we probably either lost a valve or burned a piston. I really don't know. We was lucky enough to get through the heat and get it finished, and I'm sure it tore some stuff up, but we did get it get through the heat and get qualified, and it gave us. Was lucky enough we was in the first heat and gave us enough time to get into the feature.
Starting back in the back like you were back in the fourth row, did you really have to watch during early traffic?
Well, just the early traffic. We felt we was fast enough to get by the guys, so we took our time a little bit. I would have liked to got through a little bit quicker. Main thing was I think me and Sammy was just going to have our own little race through the traffic, and he got out in the front, and it looked like I was going to drive back by him, and then I missed the bottom 2 or 3 times, and he got through some lap traffic cars a little better than I did, and it looked like he was getting away with the race. But there was still a lot of lap cars left, but he was going to be tough to outrun. Had a little problems. I don't know what happened, but we're just happy to get away with the win tonight.
It seemed like if you hit the bottom good, you was faster. What's the trick to staying on the bottom?
Well, the thing was I was doing down in 3 and 4. I was going down and getting in a little bit hard, and it was got a little slick in the middle, and you couldn't stay in tight enough to catch the moisture coming off. So instead of me just letting the car roll on out there, I kept trying to catch the moisture coming off and kept missing it. I could hit it one out of every 3 times, but I was brave. When I did miss it, I just lose so much time. I just sort of watched Sammy drive away. Probably should have either just got it on the top or ran it clear all the way in and back across like he was doing. But it's something I got away with to get away with a lot of times, and sometimes you don't.
Coming down the front straightaway one time, Sammy was right there alongside of you, actually pinched you into the corner. Did you guys touch?
No, we didn't touch. It was it's one of those close things. It was part of racing. We could have touched probably if I would have didn't want to give a little bit, but I didn't figure there was any use both of us getting knocked out of the race right there at that point.
Did you think you were going to catch him?
Well, I don't know. It wasn't looking real promising, but you never know what when you miss a corner and you make a bad corner here and you get the tires lit up, you can lose so much time so quick. I can pick it back up just about as fast as I lost it, but it was looking like it was going to be tough. Nobody will really know that now, and it didn't have to, I don't guess. But in 20 laps, no more laps than was to go, he would have probably been pretty tough to catch.
This gives you a front row starting spot for Saturday night, probably. Let's hope the luck's better.
Well, front row don't mean a whole lot. As long as you're most generally in the top 2 or 3 rows, I'm not saying it don't mean it does mean a lot, but I've lost just as many of them from the front row as I have from the second row, I think. So you never know what's going to happen. Last year we had a good start. It looked like the only car I was going to have to really outrun was Mark. We looked like we had the 2 fastest cars all week, and I think we did on the Saturday night, but neither one of us finished. So you never know what's going to happen in this racing game.
Well, congratulations tonight and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Steve. Good race.
Here's Steve.
Appreciate that.
There's a couple of the toughest jobs in all of auto racing. Doug Clark, your lead flagman, your backup down there is Norm Wadley, and they do a great job here at Knoxville. If nobody's ever tried flagging somewhere and you think you can do it, boy, you get somebody to let you, because it's I tried it once. I ran down in fear. All right, watch the white line. Picking the pace up. Tim Lewis on the inside. Go! Look and go! Tim Lewis in turn number 1. Johnny Herrera high on the outside. Herrera's on the move. Herrera goes to second on the outside. Tim Lewis, your leader. Johnny Herrera goes high to the outside after the leader now. Herrera around the outside. takes the lead. Tim Lewis now running second. Johnny Herrera found a quick way around at first lap. Jerry Beck goes into second place. Tim Lewis now drops back to third. The 14 car of Ricky Hood is running fourth. Mark Kitzer on the move up on the inside. Kitzer now running fourth. The leader, Johnny Herrera, way out in front. Mark Kitzer fourth. McSpadden down on the inside, takes over fifth place. Leland McSpadden now running fifth. Herrera walking way away. A race now for second place. It's a three-car race for second. A three-car race for second. Ricky Hood got down on the inside. He's got troubles. Ricky Hood is out of it. He blew the motor. Well, that's bad luck for two cars. The 14 of Ricky Hood blew the motor. It's bad luck for him. He's out. The other bad luck is for Johnny Herrera because he had a half a lap lead, and now he's got no lead over Mark Kitzer. All right, Doug Clark says we'll go next time. Now on a restart, they pick the pace up down the back straightaway. As soon as the leader hits the gas, the lights will go green and everybody's racing, but not until the leader drops the hammer. There he goes. There he goes. It's green. Here comes Kitzer. Mark Kitzer through on the inside, takes over second. Jerry Beck is third, and McSpadden gets sideways and loses the position. The 21 of Steve Beitler takes over fourth. Johnny Herrera fighting to hold off Mark Kitzer. Jerry Beck is third. Steve Beitler fourth. McSpadden fifth. Herrera back in front of Kitzer. As Kitzer goes low, Herrera goes high. Here comes Kitzer again. Down low to the inside. Kitzer on the inside. Mark Kitzer takes the lead on a white flag lap. With 1 lap remaining, Mark Kitzer takes the lead down for the checkered flag. Winning the first 10-lap heat race of Owalintic, Indiana, Mark Kitzer. Finishing second in 32 was Johnny Herrera. Third in the 27 was Jerry Beck Jr. Fourth in 21 was Steve Beitler. Fifth in 91, Leland McSpadden. Sixth to 3B of Mike Peters. Seventh to 12S of Shane Carson. And rounding out the top 8, the 3T of Tim Lewis. And here's your second heat race. Here's Jack Herwehe.
Our second of 5 heat events. I'd like to remind everybody to please remain seated so those behind you can see. Also, everybody has a seat. Please sit in it rather than sitting out in the aisle or standing in the aisle so that people can get up and down. Just show a little courtesy to those around you. Duckworth waving the green, second heat is underway. The leader into that first turn, the 20W of Mark Wilson out in front. Sparky Howard, the 5H running second. Running third, the 71M of Jimmy Evans on the inside. Pat Moore, the 1M, running fourth, moves into third, working on second. Here comes Evans back to the inside, into turn one. Moore down on the inside of Howard in the 5H. It's 1M, 5H side by side. Howard out in the number 2 spot. Pat Moore still running in the 3rd spot. Your leader, Mark Wilson, that 20W car. Only the top 4 transfer. Side by side. Here comes Lasowski now challenging for the number 5 spot. That's the 11M up in there of Kevin Huntley. You race for second. Pat Moore on the inside. Turn 3 down to the bottom. Sparky Howard. Pat Moore comes out. Here comes Lasowski challenging for 3rd. Kevin Huntley, number 5 spot. Pat Moore and Lasowski now running 3rd. Howard is 4th. Your leader, Mark Wilson, all alone in turns 3 and 4. Lasowski right on the tail of Pat Moore in the 1M. Lasowski in the 10 car, goes to the bottom out of turn 4. Moore up to the cushion. He drops to the bottom. Lasowski enough room, takes over the number 2 spot. 4AC, Jeff Swindell off the throttle and into the pit area. Your leader, Mark Wilson. Lasowski trying to close in. Wilson running the cushion. Lasowski the bottom. Pat Moore running 3rd. Sparky Howard is 4th. The final transfer. Stevie Smith now at the 5th, challenging him the inside, turn 1. Stevie Smith, the 77, down the back chute, running in the number 5 spot. Lasowski trying to close on Mark Wilson for the lead. Down the front chute, it's Mark Wilson, the 20W. Danny Lasowski on the inside, turn 1. Wilson still holding him off. Stevie Smith gets by Howard as Howard gets high. Smith now running 4th. Lasowski goes for the lead inside, turn 3. He comes out on top. Mark Wilson on the cushion, running 2nd. In the number 3 spot is the 1M of Pat Moore. 4th, the 77 of Stevie Smith. Kevin Huntley now running 5th. Lasowski starting to stretch out that lead as Mark Wilson in the 2nd spot. Pat Moore on the bottom side, running 3rd in turns 3 and 4. Here comes Stevie Smith, the red 77 down the front chute. Stevie Smith running the high side. And he closes in on Pat Moore for the number 4 spot, or number 3 spot. It's the white flag for Lasowski as he goes by the flag stand. Mark Wilson is 2nd. Stevie Smith takes the number 3 spot as gets the white flag. Danny Lasowski heading into turn 3. He'll get the checkered flag this time down. The 10 of Lasowski coming out of turn 4, looks at the checkered flag, wins the 2nd heat. Stevie Smith, no challenge as Mark Wilson, the 20W, runs 2nd. Stevie Smith runs 3rd in the 77. 4th is 1M of Pat Moore. So winning the 2nd heat in the 10th. Winner of the 2nd heat in the 10 from Dover, Missouri, Danny Lasowski. Running 2nd, the 20W, Mark Wilson. 3rd, the 77, Stevie Smith. And 4th, final transfer unofficially, the 1M, Pat Moore. Then the 11M, the 71M, the 88, the 19, the 5H, and the 4AC. 3rd heat is pushing off, Jack Miller.
On the front row, Larry Hillerud in the 51 car and Ricky Stenhouse in the 6. Melinda Dumsney in the 77 on the inside of that 2nd row. 4N, Terry Shepard on the outside. Lee Brewer, who's very quick in the 3rd row. Aaron Berryhill, Brett Mann, Kevin Briscoe, Jimmy Carr, and Kenny Jacobs. Let's all cross our fingers for that beautiful young lady. Let's see her get in there. She was a judge at the Queen's Pageant the other night, and she was a tremendous queen herself. Watch for the white line. Look at the pace up we go. Oh! We got a push truck coming out of turn 4. Jimmy Carr is a very helpful young man. As your leader, Larry Hillerud sets the pace. Ricky Stenhouse maintains the pace on the outside. They must come to that white line together. If one's on the gas, it better both be. Yeah! Yeah! Down low on the inside. Whoa! Terry Shepard made a move on the inside, almost grabbed the lead. In fact, he's after the lead. Shepard on the inside. Melinda Dumsney, the young lady in the wrong place at the wrong time. No problem of hers. There was a car in front of her. The car shoved her up to the inside. That's Melinda Dumsney, the safety crew there immediately from the inside of that rail, getting across that rail to get to Melinda. It appeared to be a fuel fire down on the inside from the spilled fuel as the car got upside down. Cross your fingers. She's a neat young lady. All right, Doug's looking him over. Wants to pick the pace up in turn 4 on the move quickly again. And this time as they go, Larry Hillerud takes the lead. Down the back straightaway with Lee Brewer down on the inside in turn 3. Hillerud outside, Brewer on the inside. Brewer takes the lead down the front straightaway. Down on the inside. Ricky Stenhouse again shuts off down the back straightaway. Stenhouse shuts it off on the back straightaway. Why did he pull it down? He's going to bring the flag out. Well, I realize they can't look backwards in these sprint cars. So he's up against the fence with a problem in the car. As they pick the pace up down the back straightaway, watch for that green light. Yeah, we go again. Lee Brewer. Kenny Jacobs up on the inside now, down low. Jacobs comes through it at 1W quickly after the lead, and Brewer on the outside. Jacobs on the inside. Kenny Jacobs, and Brewer stays high. Jacobs takes the lead. Down the back straightaway, Kenny Jacobs, Lee Brewer in the 4 car. Terry Shepard running 3rd, and Larry Hiller is 4th. Down on the inside, Jimmy Carr trying to move up into the 5th spot. He can't do it. The 64 on the high side. Kevin Briscoe stays in 5th spot on the outside. Jacobs way out in front. Lee Brewer way out in 2nd place. Terry Shepard, Larry Hillerud, Kevin Briscoe running 5th, Jimmy Carr is 6th. This time with the white flag is Kenny Jacobs, cut by on lap number 9. Kenny Jacobs, Lee Brewer, Terry Shepard, Larry Hillerud, Kevin Briscoe. Jimmy Carr, Aaron Berryhill in the 98 car pulling in a front man. Kenny Jacobs. And the winner of the 1W, Kenny Jacobs. In 2nd, the 1S of Lee Brewer Jr. 3rd was the 4N of Terry Shepard and the 51 of Larry Hillerud. Those 4 cars will go to the A main. Finishing 5th, the 64. In 6th, the 65. 7th, the 97B. And 8th, the 98 in. And now we go back for the fourth heat race to Jack Herwehe.
Yellow lights off. They're in turn 3. We'll be getting ready to go green when they come around to that white line. Doug Clark, Sioux Falls, South Dakota on the flag. Washington, they pick up the throttle. We're green. Your leader, Bob White, the 39 down the back chute. The 31W. Have Tim Munson running second on the inside. The 33, Kenny Hansen working for that number 2 spot down low. Running in the number 4 spot, 5R, Byron Reed. Chris Esch running in the 5th spot. Hansen in the number 2 spot. Munson running 3rd. Chris Esch on the inside of Reed down the back chute. The 17E moves into 4th. Your leader, Bob White in that 39 car. Munson goes way up to the cushion. Esch on the inside. Hang on, Day. He gets sideways, gets over the cushion, and Ronnie Day barrel rolls over in turn 1 and 2. That top wing doing its job. It slowed him down. It come off. Our medical crew's right there in the corners. The red flag coming out. Everybody stopping, and it looks like he is moving around in the car. I can see his head moving. We're back green. Your leader, Bob White. Kenny Hansen second. Chris Esch on the high side, down the front chute, turn 1. Chris Esch working that high side, goes into second. Kenny Hansen is 3rd. Doug Wolfgang up into the 4 spot. Wolfgang now working for the number 2 or 3 spot on the inside. Turn 3, here comes Chris Esch, looking for the lead in turn 4. Up high, Bob White down low. Head to that first turn, Chris Esch on the high side. White still your leader. Here comes Esch off the second turn. Now your new leader, Bob White, is second. Here comes Wolfgang in the 49 car. Kenny Hansen still running in that number 3 spot. Wolfgang closing in. Bob White on the bottom. We're challenging for the lead. Here comes Wolfgang. Tucks in behind Bob White. It's Chris Esch, Bob White, and Doug Wolfgang running 1, 2, 3. Wolfgang goes to the cushion. Turns 3 and 4, looking for the number 2 spot. He gets it. Bob White running 3rd. Chris Esch, your leader. Wolfgang tucks down low in turns 1 and 2. Chris Esch still out in front. Bob White is 3rd. Kenny Hansen is 4th. Tim Wolfgang takes the lead. It's Doug Wolfgang, Chris Esch, Bob White, and here comes Hansen now working on White for the number 4 spot, and also Taylor Wells. Taylor Wells on the inside, turns 1 and 2. Here comes Hansen up on the cushion. Kenny Hansen moves into 3rd. Bob White had tried to get 3rd on the low side. White now moves up the middle of the track. Your leader, turn 1, Doug Wolfgang. Chris Esch is 2nd. Kenny Hansen 3rd in that 33 car. Bob White is 4th. Here comes the 23S of Frankie Kerr right behind Bob White now, down the back chute. Kerr on the white flag for Doug Wolfgang. Frankie Kerr looking at Bob White, trying to make the A main. Bob White down low. Here comes Frankie Kerr up on the cushion. Turn 4, Doug Wolfgang, the 49, your leader. Coming down, takes the checkered flag. Chris Esch takes 2nd. Kenny Hansen 3rd. So winning the 4th heat in the 49 from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Doug Wolfgang. Running 2nd, the 17E, Chris Esch. 3rd, the 33, Kenny Hansen, and 4th, the 23S, Frankie Kerr. Then it'll be the 39, 92, 2K, 5R, the 31W, and the 7. 5th and final heat, and Jack Miller.
Doug Clark indicates we'll go this time. It seems to be that hard charge on the first lap that creates excitement and the position. Oh! flag's coming out. The yellow flag. Dive too dark. I got the lead. The 5W of Gary Wright, seeing the yellow flag a little late, comes to grab the lead for just a few seconds in there. The yellow flag came out because of the two cars did not come to the white line together. Rich Bramer and Chris Eichert, 26 and 15 in. And Doug still has the yellow lights on, so he's going to talk to somebody as they come around. No, he's not. He's going to say, we're going to go racing next time. Not a bad violation, just a close one. Chris Eichert from New Mexico sitting on the outside of that front row. Just off the pace a little bit as Rich Bramer throttled down heading towards the white line, but they must come to that white line together. As they slowly pick the pace up, looking for the white. Yeah! Rich Bramer takes the lead quickly in turn number one. Chris Eichert high on the outside in second. Dropping down low to the inside, Luke Kennedy. But high on the outside, Gary Wright's on the move in car number 5W. Gary Wright. Rich Bramer the leader, but Gary Wright from Texas stays high on the outside and takes the lead all the way around turn two. Kennedy now running third, Bramer second, the leader Gary Wright. Jimmy Sills up on the inside, everybody trying to make a move. Jason McMillan in 21 down on the inside, now running fourth. Chris Eichert in fifth, Jimmy Sills in sixth. The leader is Gary Wright. The top four spots go to the A main as Sills goes to the outside of McMillan, back in the middle. Chris Eichert, good car problems, he's backing up. The leader all by himself is Gary Wright. Rich Bramer in second now, Luke Kennedy is in second. Here comes Jimmy Sills. Sills on the inside, goes to second. From fifth to second. Jimmy Sills moved all the way from fifth position down to back straightaway, but Gary Wright's got a big, big lead. Luke Kennedy is third. Jason McMillan is fourth. And Bobby Davis has moved up on the outside. He's now in the fifth position, but he's got to run the top four to make the main event. Gary Wright, Jimmy Sills. The big race is for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth spots. Jason McMillan now running third. Here comes Bobby Davis. Davis moves up into fourth place. Kennedy on the outside has dropped back. Marlon Jones moves up one spot, now in fifth. White flag. White flag, one to go, and Luke Kennedy's up against the wall. Jason McMillan now running third. It's going to be right down the wire, and here comes Marlon Jones. Marlon Jones in third. Right down to the wire for fourth place. Bobby Davis. Now, I tell you what, them first 4 spots are important because that puts you in the A main. That's where the points are. The bigger the points. The winners out of Hooks, Texas. And I'll tell you what, a great job of driving for car number 5W, Gary Wright. Moving all the way from the back row to take over second place. And car number 29 was Jimmy Sills. Finishing third, also coming from the back row, in car number 59 was Marlon Jones. Finishing fourth in car number 4, Bobby Davis Jr. Those 4 go to the A main.
When they reach that white line, we're going to go and go quick. Get ready, go! Come on, let's go. Bring it on down. Quicker. They're getting ahead of you. Come on, you're looking good. All right. Keep her going. All the way down. Knoxville Hall of Fame boost. Get ready. VIP suites on turn 2. Go now so they can see you. Take it on down. Come on, VIP, you guys. All right. Backstretch. Take it on down. Fire crew. You guys are all right. We'll bring you back tomorrow night and Saturday night.
All right, Jackson, thank you. We're going now racing. A main event. Watch that white line on the 4th turn. They're coming quick. Johnny Herrera is on the inside, the front row. Herrera's on the move, picking it up. Marlon Jones outside. A near miss for Daniel Osowski as he come out of turn 4, but down the back straightaway, Johnny Herrera has the lead. Johnny Herrera, Marlon Jones, Kenny Jacobs. Mark Kitzer on the move, quickly up in the 4th spot. Kitzer 4th. Johnny Herrera has the lead down the back straightaway as he stretches it out down the back straightaway. Marlon Jones running second, Kenny Jacobs. Mark Kitzer has the move down the back chute, Bobby Davis. Doug Wolfgang. Wolfgang on the move. Doug Wolfgang now up in the number 5 spot. Wolfgang is running 5th. But way out in front, Johnny Herrera all by himself. Wolfgang now running 5th. Marlon Jones is second. Down on the inside is Kenny Jacobs. Mark Kitzer, Doug Wolfgang, Bobby Davis Jr. Jimmy Sills on the move. First stage, Marlon Jones falls way back. Here later out in front, way out by himself is Johnny Herrera in car number 32. Stevie Smith takes over second place. Stevie Smith is now running second. Stevie Smith is second. Jacobs is third. Mark Kitzer 4th, and Stevie Smith on the move. Doug Wolfgang is still running 5th, but Johnny Herrera, your leader, way out in front in the 32 car. Herrera is your leader from New Mexico. As he's catching the lap traffic already, Herrera now up on the lap traffic. Down the back straightaway, the race for second, third, 4th, 5th spot. 4 cars running together. Stevie Smith is running second. Kenny Jacobs third. Mark Kitzer. Jacobs down on the inside. Jacobs takes over second place. Mark Kitzer and Doug Wolfgang close up in the 4-car race. Stevie Smith is out of it. Stevie Smith is out of it against the rail. And Mark Kitzer's out of it. Mark Kitzer and Stevie Smith, both the top runners. Mark Kitzer looped out down inside of turn 4. Up on the outside, Stevie Smith, 2 of the Young Lions. The right rear tire went flat on car number 77, Stevie Smith. He worked his way up in the second spot, but down inside of turn 4, Mark Kitzer tangling with the car and looping down to the inside. There goes Jacobs down to the inside and going quickly, and Wolfgang too. The green flag is out, the race is on, and here they come. Johnny Herrera moves back well out in front. Kenny Jacobs second. Doug Wolfgang third. Here comes Bobby Davis round on the inside. Frankie Kerr coming quickly. The 5 car of Gary Wright is out of the race, pulling down to the inside. The leader, Johnny Herrera, well out in front. Kenny Jacobs running second. Doug Wolfgang is third. Bobby Davis, Jimmy Sills, Frankie Kerr, Chris Sees, Denny Lasowski, and Shane Carson. Shane Carson stays in that low groove on the inside. Johnny Herrera. Johnny Herrera holds the lead down that far side. Kenny Jacobs and Doug Wolfgang. Johnny Herrera, Kenny Jacobs, Doug Wolfgang still running third. Bobby Davis is fourth. Jimmy Sills is fifth. Frankie Kerr, Denny Lasowski. Chris Nation, here comes Mark Kitzer. Mark Kitzer from the rear of the field is now up in the 8th position. Mark Kitzer now running 8th. Back to the 22nd spot as Kitzer tries to gain that point level. As they hit the lap traffic, they're in lap traffic and they're all closed up. Herrera, Jacobs, and Wolfgang. Look out, look out.
Watch it. Hold on. Lee Brewer. He's moving around inside. He's trying to untie his helmet. He's moving around. The driver appears to be okay. A nasty looking spill down the front straightaway. We couldn't tell where it started. Lee Brewer Jr. from Memphis, Tennessee, in the Brewer family sprint car.
All right, he's out of it. He's out of it. Green flag is out. Herrera moves away. Here comes Jacobs. Here comes the Wolf. 3 deep into turn 4. Holy cow! Kenny Jacobs takes the lead down the back straightaway. Johnny Herrera, Doug Wolfgang, Denny Lasowski. Jimmy Sills is fourth down on the inside. Here comes the Wolf. Wolfgang down low on the inside, and Jacobs goes back in front. Wolfgang past Jacobs, and Jacobs got him back again. Jacobs, Wolfgang, Herrera, Lasowski, Sills, and here comes Kitzer. Jacobs, Doug Wolfgang, Johnny Herrera running third, and Jacobs begins to pull away from Wolfgang. Mark Kitzer down low on the inside as tries to move back in the action. Kitzer now running fifth. Kitzer down on the inside as Mark Kitzer works his way through the fourth place. Kitzer trying to work his way through the tires off. Here comes your leader, Kenny Jacobs, well out in front. Wolfgang running second. Has moved back up into contention. It's still Kenny Jacobs holding the lead. The white flag is out. White flag, 1 lap to go. Kenny Jacobs, Doug Wolfgang, Johnny Herrera, Denny Lasowski. And down for the checkered flag, he comes, Kenny Jacobs. Kenny Jacobs, the winner. Doug Wolfgang, Johnny Herrera, Denny Danny Lasowski and Mark Kincher, the top 5.
I don't think anybody will ever want the money back tonight. What a way to finish up the second night of qualifying the 1991 Napa Nationals. The winner, Kenny Jacobs, as we wait for him to come down to the winner's circle. Wait and save that applause till Kenny can hear it. Johnny Herrera did a great job. Boy, a couple of yellow flags shut him down. Doug Wolfgang made the move up on Kenny Jacobs, but couldn't get by to hold it. Doug Wolfgang finishing second, Johnny Herrera third, Danny Lasowski was fourth. In fifth, Mark Kincher came all the way from the rear to take fifth place. Jimmy Sills in sixth, Frankie Kerr finished seventh, and Stevie Smith worked his way back up to eighth place. In ninth was a 17E of Chris Ish. Those are unofficially the top 9 we have here on the outside. But right now we're pulling up into the winner's circle with a young man who earned his money tonight.
It looked like he wasn't even going to make it to the front for a while.
Well, Johnny took off, was running real good, and we had just a little harder tire, and I thought before that first yellow come out, we were rolling him in just a little bit there, and then we got in lap traffic. I thought, well, maybe this will help me, and then the red come out, and then I didn't think we would win, but Gary made some changes, and we're going pretty good.
What did he do to the car to make you stick to the bottom?
Well, I don't know. We have a nice car here. It's a new car, and it's just been working like that all night. We didn't do anything special. We didn't do anything any different than anybody else. It just feels like the car's sticking there real good.
Even though it's a preliminary night, and this is your first win ever here at Knoxville, it's got to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the whole night was good. We won every race we was in tonight, and I'm real excited. I can't hardly wait for Saturday. And, you know, Saturday's just a dream for me, and for Steve, it's just another race, I think. So maybe this time my dream will come true.
Running a little bit late in the race, did you know if anybody was really close behind you at all?
I never counted Doug out. I figured Doug was somewhere close, and then Deuce come up and started giving me signals, so I knew Doug was close the whole race.
Track. A lot different than last night. Were you able to get around it just about anywhere for yourself?
I could run pretty good about anywhere. I think it was a lot slicker than it was last night, and I think it's going to be very close to this Saturday night. So, and it should have been slicker tonight because they ran 80-some cars last night and nearly 90 tonight, so it's definitely going to be slicker tonight. I hope she's the same, and I hope we're hooked up the same Saturday.
A good win for you, and congratulations.
All right, thank you, Greg. Thanks.
Turn 3, they're coming around. Doug Clark, the yellow lights off, the green flag in hand. The white line is already laid down. Turn 4, they're coming to it. They pick up the throttle. We're green, the E-main. 10 laps in the distance. Only the top 2 will make it. Brooke Cantnell, the Australian in the 7G car, is your leader. Running second is the 29G, Tommy Estes Jr. Third, the Canadian, Lou Kennedy in the 21K. Running fourth from Minnesota, the 24, Gabby Lusk. That's fifth spot, the California kid, Ronnie Day in the 7 car. But it's the Australian, the black, 7G, Brooke Cantnell out in front. Sparky Howard, Greg Hodnett, Ricky Stenhouse all into the pit area. Turn 1, your leader, Tatnell, the 7G, second, the 29G of Estes. They've got about a half a straightaway lead over third place, Lou Kennedy in the blue 21K. Your leader coming out of turn 4, Brooke Tatnell, the 7G. Tommy Estes Jr. behind him, about 5 car lengths back. 21K, Lou Kennedy running third. Jess Wendell is on the move. He's running 6th and challenging the 5th spot. He's moved up on the tail of Ronnie Day. Jess Wendell to the inside, turn 2. He's got the inside Ronnie Day. and Jeff Swindell do a battle for that number 6 spot. The 5th spot, Ronnie Day running 5th. Jeff Swindell now moves into 5th. He's looking at Gabby Lusk, who's running 4th. In turn 3 and 4, Brooke Tatnell, your leader. Tommy Estes Jr. right behind him, running 2nd. Third is Lou Kennedy in the 21K. Swindell bumps Lusk coming out of turn 4. They keep running. He's now running in the 4th spot. Kennedy is 3rd. Running 2nd, Tommy Estes Jr., your leader. Brooke Tatnell. Estes Jr. moves up behind him as they get into lap traffic in turns 1 and 2. Tatnell down the back chute into turn 1. They move in. He goes to the inside in 3 on Keith Kaufman, a lap car. Tatnell, your Australian. The lap car is off the throttle. And now, Larry Neighbors, the 9N, way off the throttle in turn 2. 5 team, Jamie Moyle off the throttle as well. A bunch of them now. Keith Kaufman off the throttle. Your race for the number 3 spot on the inside in lap traffic. Jeff Swindell, Lou Kennedy. Turn 2, Kennedy on the cushion. Swindell tried the bottom side, got cut off by a lap car. The white flag, the flying, the checkered for the 7, Brooke Tatnell.
Australia, America.
Well, we missed our race of states this afternoon, but we had the international race tonight. Winning from Sydney, Australia, the 7G, Brooke Tatnell. Running 2nd, the 29G from America, Tulsa, Oklahoma's Tommy Estes Jr. Running 3rd unofficially from Canada, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, the 21K, Lou Kennedy. Running 4th unofficially, the 4AC from Memphis, Tennessee, Jeff Swindell.
All right, it's D feature time, and who are you betting on to take the marbles here and move on to tonight's C feature? Are you betting on the car number 5L, the pole setter, Malcolm Lane? How about Brett Mann, Jimmy Evans? How about Leland McSpadden? All right, take a look at them now as they edge around turns 3 and 4. Doug Clark, your starting flagman. It's a race time in the valley here at Knoxville. Keep your eye on them right now. Down the chute into the turn, Kenny McCarl shows the way, and he is stretching it out. It's Kenny McCarl down the back chute into the turn, and now the Tempe Tornado. Looks like Leland McSpadden on the move right now, and currently running in the 3rd spot down the front chute. Your race leader is Kenny McCarl in the turn. McCarl running 2nd, the 5, Malcolm Lane in 3rd. The Leland McSpadden car, the 91 car. 98 of Brett Mann and Larry Hillerud running in the 5th spot. Craig Delansky in the 12, your race leader is Kenny McCarl here in tonight's D. 12 laps is the distance, and they're really working on it here in the 1991 Nationals. This is the D Delta feature event of the evening with the top 2 moving on to tonight's C, and they're down the chute, the front chute. Your race leader, Kenny McCarl, running 2nd. Malcolm Lane in 3rd is Leland McSpadden, the 98. And the race right now is for 2nd down the back chute. The 5 car, Malcolm Lane under attack from Leland McSpadden. McSpadden on the outside up the challenge and moves into the 2nd spot. You've got a new placer in the 2nd spot, and McSpadden is on the pedal, and he wants in the C. Kenny McCarl now in slower traffic, and Leland McSpadden trying to reel him in here in the D. Your leader, Kenny McCarl. McSpadden running 2nd. Malcolm Lane is 3rd. Brett Mann is 4th. Hillerud. Craig Delansky, Jimmy Evans, Rick Salem. Jimmy Evans a little trouble, but he gathers it back in. We're halfway. Halfway. 6 laps down, 6 to go, and still Kenny McCarl, the leader. But here comes Leland McSpadden on the outside. McSpadden challenging on the outside for the lead. It's still McCarl down the chute into the turn, but McSpadden right on his bumper. Over in turn 2. McCarl, McSpadden knocking on the door. McCarl trying to hold him off, both of them. Could go to the feature. 1 and 2 go to the feature. Still plenty of time for Leland McSpadden, the Tempe Tornado. It's McCarl now by a car length. McSpadden down the chute. Brett Mann still third. The 5L, Malcolm Lane, Larry Hillerud, Delansky, Evans, Salem, Appleby, Montgomery, Laxo, Eichert, and John Hall in the order. The race now for third between Brett Mann and Malcolm Lane, the 5L car. Kenny McCarl, the leader, and now McSpadden dropping back just a little bit, but the race is Brett Mann. And now Jimmy Evans dropping back a little, and now the 3Y car. Oh, look out, guys, look out. Green is out and we're underway once again. And the race continues for the lead. It's still Kenny McCarl trying to hold off Leland McSpadden. In the third spot is the 98 of Brett Mann. Just a few laps are all that remain here in tonight's D-Delta. Feature, top 2 cars at least going to the sea. Here comes the white flag, Kenny McCarl. McCarl, McSpadden, the 98 of Mann, Malcolm Lane, this time checkered flag, Kenny McCarl.
Cross your fingers. Looking for the white line. Bobby Allen brings the pace, brings him around. Kenny Hansen. We go again. Kenny Hansen and Bobby Allen. Allen down low to the low side. The 5 car moves up quickly. Gary Wright from Texas. Gary Wright takes over second place. Only 2 cars will go to the B main event. The leader is Kenny Hansen. And here comes Bobby Allen. Allen moves down the low side of the speedway. Allen takes over second place from Gary Wright. Keep your eyes on Bobby Allen as he goes to the low side of the track. Way out in front, Kenny Hansen. This is a 15-lap event, 15 times around. Kenny Hansen down the back straightaway stretch. A yellow flag is out one more time. A yellow flag again. The yellow flag is out one more time. In those 2 laps, Leland McSpadden has passed 7 cars. As soon as Kenny Hansen picks the pace up, it'll go green. It's green now. Kenny Hansen, Bobby Allen, Gary Wright down the back straightaway. Don Dowd. Allen. Bobby Allen made a charge down on the inside. Don Dowd up on the inside, now running third in car number 44. Don Dowd is third. Gary Wright drops back into 4th. Jerry Beck is 5th. Kenny Hansen is your leader. Kenny Hansen, Bobby Allen, Don Dowd.
A lot of cars up high in turn one. Kenny Hansen, Bobby Allen down the front straightaway. Don Drought is third. Gary Wright, Jerry Beck in the 88 car of Terry McCarl. Kenny Hansen and Bobby Allen still a battle for the lead. Allen goes to the low side of the racetrack. A 15-lap C main event. Kenny Hansen, Bobby Allen, Don Drought Jr., Gary Wright from Texas running fourth, Jerry Beck from Nebraska running fifth. As they stretch out now around the entire speedway, completing lap number 7, halfway through this C main event. Hansen still has the lead over Bobby Allen. Allen still goes to the low side, can't make the move. Gary Wright. Don Drought trying to close in on the two leaders. Kenny Hansen. Bobby Allen goes to the low side. Allen closes up on the inside, but it's a two-car race. Kenny Hansen with 1 car length lead. And now they're closing in on the lap traffic. They're catching the slower cars down the front straightaway. Hansen goes high to the outside, passing the first car. Bobby Allen gets hung up behind him. Bobby Allen gets hung up behind the 19 car of Bob Weave, and Kenny Hansen opens up a wide gap for the lead. Don Drought had been closing in on Bobby Allen, but Don Drout's car is out of it. The 44 of Don Drought pulls down into the pit area, running in third. He's now out of the race. Bobby Allen still running second, trying to close in on Kenny Hansen. Hansen stays to the high side of the track, passing lap cars. Hansen around the outside as he goes down the back straightaway. Bobby Allen, nail way back in the field. We have a small engine fire. An engine fire in the 88 car. That appeared to be the 88 car of Terry McCarl. A blown engine. He blew an engine down the front straightaway, and as the oil spilled back over the exhaust system, it erupted in fire, but it was an oil fire confined to the engine area. Down the back straightaway, green flag is out. Kenny Hansen on the move. Here comes Gary Wright. Right around the outside. Gary Wright takes over second place. Gary Wright came all the way around the outside to take over second place, and what a charger as he runs with the World of Outlaws. Kenny Hansen, Gary Wright. Mike Peters now has moved up into the third spot. Gary DeWall running fourth. Jerry Beck is fifth. White flag is out. The white flag is out. 1 to go. Kenny Hansen, Gary Wright, down with the checkered flag. Doug Clark with both flags in his hand. Well, apparently throughout the entire program, Bobby Allen had a problem with his car, but trying to make it stay in there and work. Gary Wright doing a great job up on the outside, moves up to get the transfer spot into that B main event. That's the key to all these events. The 2 spots, first and second only, move up to tag the rear of the next main event. The winner, car number 33 from Dundas, South Dakota, Kenny Hansen.
Let's bring them around north side for the start of this 22-lap B main. 4 cars transferring to the granddaddy of them all, the Knoxville Nationals A main. Good job over there north side. One eye on Doug Clark, one eye on your pole setter, Joe Gardy. Outside, Frankie Kerr. Inside, Chris McDermott and Steve Beatler. Outside, 2 approaching that starting line. Green flag. Frankie Kerr off the outside in an early lead. Max Dunsany up high. Jerry Jansen also up high. Frankie Kerr comes out of it. Joe Gardy, Steve Beatler in that order. Coming around to complete 1 lap. Frankie Kerr still your leader, followed by Joe Gardy. Steve Beatler running 3rd. Chris McDermott running 4th. Sean Moore running in your 5th position. Kenny Henson moving up in the 33 car, transferring out of that C. Frankie Kerr, still your leader. Got one sideways, down in 4. Yellow flag. Johnny Mackison. Johnny Mackison down on the inside. 665, Jimmy Carr. Frankie Kerr setting the pace in the Viking Shove sprinter. Joe Gardy, Steve Beitler, and Chris McDermott. Remember, 4 cars to transfer to tonight's A main. Green flag waving. Gardy on the inside. Frankie Kerr up on top, out of turn number 4. Running green. Gardy on him making a bid. Frankie Kerr comes off the top and holds him off. Steve Beitler running 3rd. Sean Moore moving into that 4th position, passing Chris McDermott. Here comes your leader. Got one upside down. Looks like the 47 car of Jerry Jansen. It'll be up to Frankie Kerr to get on the throttle and set the pace. Single file restart. Coming off 2, one eye on the 23S, one eye on Doug Clark. We've got a green flag. Up on the outside, Chris McDermott going up to the high side. Here we go. McDermott, Gardy, Steve Beitler. It's still Frankie Kerr leading the B main event. Joe Gardy putting pressure on midpoint between 3 and 4. Action in the back of the pack. It's Kerr and Gardy, Steve Beitler, Sean Moore and Chris McDermott, Sam Rodriguez and Dave Kelly with a dandy battle back there for that 6th position. Coming off 4th turn, your leader, Frankie Kerr. Sean Moore moving up on Steve Beitler, Chris McDermott on the high side, moving up on Sean Moore. That battle's shaping up for that 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. You see him coming out of turn 2. Frankie Kerr, 23S car off turn number 4. Off turn 2, we got a dandy battle. Sean Moore slides on by. Frankie Kerr, still your leader. Joe Gardy in the 7TW. Sean Moore, Steve Beitler, Chris McDermott, and Sam Rodriguez. Coming up shortly here for Frankie Kerr as we move to the halfway point of the 22-lap B-main event. Remember, 4 cars to transfer to tonight's A-main. Here comes your leader under the flag stand. Joe Gardy, Sean Moore, Steve Beitler, Sam Rodriguez moving in on Chris McDermott. Keep your eye on Ronnie Schumann moving in on Dave Kelly, midpoint between 3 and 4. Ronnie Schumann on the move. Here comes Randy Smith in the 55 car. Your leader coming off turn number 4, Frankie Kerr. Moore and Beitler fighting it out for that 3rd and 4th position. Moore and Beitler got a dandy battle going over there. Beitler on a move on the outside of Sean Moore. Traffic. Randy Smith moving in on McDermott and Rodriguez. Ronnie Schumann following close behind. Randy Smith, Sam Rodriguez, Chris McDermott, Ronnie Schumann, and Dave Kelly. Kerr and Gardy. There goes Randy Smith around the top side, around Sam Rodriguez. Randy Smith moving into that 5th position. Frankie Kerr coming around off turn number 4, white flag lap. Frankie Kerr, Joe Gardy, Sean Moore slowing on the track on the high side. Brings out the yellow flag. Sean Moore had been running 3rd for the whole race. He slows coming out of 4 on the white flag lap. Frankie Kerr and Joe Gardy, Steve Beitler and Randy Smith, Sam Rodriguez and Ronnie Schumann. 4 cars will get the green flag. Top 4 will go to tonight's A feature. Coming off the turn, let's take a long look at them. Up on the cushion. Rodriguez jumps over the cushion. Ronnie Schumann moving into 5th position. It's Kerr coming around for the white flag lap. Frankie Kerr, Joe Gardy, Steve Beitler, Randy Smith, Ronnie Schumann. If it's going to get done, it's going to have to get done right now. Take a look at that race. Let's watch Schumann and Smith coming off 3 and 4 for that last transfer spot, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring them on down the front stretch. Frankie Kerr, Joe Gardy, Steve Beitler, Randy Smith, and Ronnie Schumann. And Max Dumsney. Holy cow, unofficially, Frankie Kerr, your winner of the 22-lap B feature, followed by Joe Gardy in the 7TW, Steve Beitler in the 21, and Randy Smith in the 55. Unofficially, Those 4 will transfer to tonight's A main event.
Once they reach that white line, we're not going yet. Hold on, backstretch. Everybody get your seats. VIP suites, so you settle down. Dad, you take care of them up there around the alley. All right, section N, you get ready. We're going to do it quick. We're going to do it together. You're going to have a perfect tonight. You've had your practice. This is on the line. Get ready. Section N, go. Bring on now. All right, keep it coming. Come on. Little quicker. Right up now. Oh, what's this? Look at this. Stay on your feet. Keep yelling. VIP suites. Go ahead and take them on down. Backstretch. Let's go. Oh, thank you. You guys are all right. I'm sorry to try to throw you out, but that's the only way I can get your attention. Back upstairs. Have a good one, guys. Sit down and let everybody sit.
Jack Herwehe, the judges stand said they'll give you an A for that one. All right, we're ready. Doug Clark's ready. Oh, yeah. You know what? You can go home and if you can tell all your friends, if you ain't never been to Knoxville, you ain't been nowhere. Amen, brother. What a show. It's just show business with the greatest talent in the world of sprint car driving. The Ford Pace Truck will be coming in this time. Doug Clark will look him over on the flag stand. I ask all of you to say a little bitty prayer in your heart that they all get through that first turn safely. You got to think how Kenny Jacobs feels right now. His chance to win his first Knoxville Nationals. He's sitting alongside of the toughest there is, Steve Kinser. Hang on to your seats, because it's tough all the way through that field. Cross your fingers. They pick the pace up into turn 4. Doug Clark looks over. They coming quickly out. They come out of the turn. There they go. Green. It's green now. Into the first turn, it's Steve Kinser. Kinser makes it into the first turn ahead of Kenny Jacobs. Down the back straightaway, Danny Lasowski is third. Mark Kinser fourth. Doug Wolfgang, high to the outside, takes over fourth. Wolfgang stays high on the outside. Wolfgang against the fence. Wolfgang stays high on the fence on the outside. Now he's after Mark Kinser. Wolfgang is on the move. Wolfgang high to the outside. Kinser your leader. Kinser moves way out to a big lead. Kenny Jacobs, Doug Wolfgang, Mark Kinser, Danny Lasowski, Johnny Herrera, Paul Lotier. Steve Kinser brings him around on lap number 4. Kenny Jacobs in second, Doug Wolfgang third, Mark Kinser is fourth. Kinser stretches out his lead. Kinser moves well away. Kinser now catching the lap traffic. Kenny Jacobs running second, Doug Wolfgang is third, Mark Kinser is fourth. Johnny Herrera, Danny Lasowski. Skip Jackson on a move in the 2AU, the Australian driver. Hard on the charge, the 2AU moving up. Paul Lotier, the one that took Jack Hewitt. Hewitt running in the 10th position as Kinser now gets into traffic. Kinser goes high to the outside, around all the traffic. Kinser up against the fence, past 4 cars in the first and second turns. It's still Steve Kinser, Kenny Jacobs, Doug Wolfgang, Mark Kinser, Johnny Herrera. Herrera running in the 5th spot. Skip Jackson in 6th. 6, Dennis Oski 7, Paul Lotier is in the 8th spot, Stevie Smith high on the outside, Jack Hill, Sammy Swindell down on the inside, running in the 13th spot. Danny Smith is 14th. Steve Kitzer. On the outside, goes through all the left traffic. Kenny Jacobs still running second. Wolfgang is third. Joe Gertie. As Jacobs fights his way through traffic, Doug Wolfgang still running third, dropping well back in the field is Mark Kitzer. As they go through the left traffic, Johnny Herrera is running fifth. Sammy Swindell is up into the 7th spot. Swindell, way back Swindell now running in the 7th spot in car number 1. Stevie Smith is running 8th, and 9th is Denny Lasowski. But it's still Steve Kinder. Look out, Dave Blaney. Blaney hit the wall. Dave Blaney hit the wall. His tires laying up in the outside of turn 4. He's down on the inside here. The tire and wheel off of Dave Blaney's Vibrant car is laying just off the bank of the, look there. Oh, and he hit it. I knew it was going to happen. Doug Wolfgang, oh my. Doug Wolfgang hit the wheel that was laying there. The yellow flag was out. Everyone trying to slow down. Wolfgang high on the outside coming around for his position. Hit it with his right front tire. It appears the right front tire on Doug Wolfgang's car was punctured as he hit that wheel. It looks like his tire's going down. It is. It bent the whole front right end of Doug Wolfgang's car. He's into the work area. Doug Clark looks him over and says, single file, we go this time. Pick the pace up down the back straightaway. When Steve Kitzer hits the throttle, the flag will go green. Down the back chute, Kitzer's on it, it's green. Steve Kitzer, Kenny Jacobs high to the outside. Jacobs high on the outside makes that move. Kitzer works his way out in front once again. Kenny Jacobs in the number 2 spot. Mark Kitzer running third. Mark Kitzer running third. Johnny Herrera is fourth. Swindell goes up on the outside. He's running down Johnny Herrera. Swindell now running fifth. Herrera is fourth. Mark Kitzer, Johnny Herrera, and Sammy Swindell all running together. They've stretched the lead out now. Kitzer well in front. Kenny Jacobs running second. They'll race for third place. Mark Kitzer is third. Johnny Herrera fourth. Sammy Swindell is running fifth. And the cars are jumping the cushion in turn number 1. Stevie Smith is running in the 6th spot. Paul Lotier and Skip Deckard. Danny Smith has moved up. Danny Smith of Danville, Indiana, moved up into the 6th spot very quickly. Paul Lotier is 7th. Skip Jackson running 8th. Danny Lasowski is 9th. Herrera got him back. Swindell went by Herrera, but Herrera got back past him again. And now Swindell goes after him again. The two-car race. Swindell high to the outside. Herrera almost made a move on Mark Kitzer. Herrera had closed up on Mark Kitzer. Kenny Jacobs. Jacobs made a move on Steve Kitzer. Caught him in the lap traffic. They're in heavy lap traffic, and Kenny Jacobs had caught Steve Kitzer. Kitzer goes high to the outside. Jacobs on the low line, down the back straightaway. They're still running 1-2. Steve Kitzer and Kenny Jacobs. Steve Kitzer, Kenny Jacobs, Mark Kitzer running third. Sammy Swindell is fourth. Johnny Herrera fifth. Stevie Smith is sixth. Stevie Smith now up in the fifth spot. Danny Smith is running seventh. Steve Kitzer and Kenny Jacobs continue that run towards the front. Jacobs bounced off the wall on the back straightaway, lost a lot of ground to Steve Kitzer way back. A 20-car length lead. The race back in the middle, Johnny Herrera, Danny Smith on the move. Stevie Smith in the 77. Danny Smith in the 56 is running in the 7th spot. Doug Wolfgang is coming back hard. Wolfgang is back up into the race one more time. It's still Stevie Kitzer, Kenny Jacobs, Mark Kitzer, Sammy Swindell, Stevie Smith, Johnny Herrera, Danny Smith, Doug Wolfgang. And Doug Wolfgang is just went past Danny Smith. Four laps remaining. There are now 3 laps to go as Wolfgang continues to move up through the field. 3 to go. 3 laps remaining for Steve Kitzer. He's holding off Kenny Jacobs. Kenny Jacobs down low trying to catch up with Steve Kitzer. The white flag will be coming out. White flag. White flag this time around for Steve Kitzer. Kenny Jacobs running second. Kitzer high. 1 lap to go. We're on the white flag lap. It'll be down this time. Completing 30 laps. Completing 30 laps down this time for Steve Kitzer. Seven times. 7 times. I think the old saying that Tim Green had is just about right. Beating Steve Kitzer off the poles like fighting Mike Tyson with one hand. Obviously a fantastic race car combination with Carl Kitzer and Steve Kitzer as the driver. It's going to be tough to beat him. Finishing unofficially now in second place was Kenny Jacobs, and what a great job he did. Finishing third will be the 5M of Mark Kitzer. In fourth, the number 1 car of Sammy Swindell. In fifth, Johnny Herrera in the 32. In sixth, will be the 77 of Stevie Smith, and coming back from the back of the pack, the 49 of Doug Wolfgang ends up in 7th place. And then the 56 car of Danny Smith. Those are all unofficial
until all the lap sheets have been checked and counted. The scorers have done their final job for the Napa Nationals of 1991. Down in the winner's circle is Steve Kinser and Kenny Jacobs. And there's no doubt that they put on one of the most outstanding shows you ever could. One small flaw in the entire program where somehow Dave Blaney got into the fence in turn number 4. We didn't see what happened. The wheel came off, eliminated Doug Wolfgang's chance of another win. We're down on the inside right now. We're going to wait and bring the drivers up to the presentation area. For right now, it's prime time. It's prime television. They're interviewing Steve down on the front straightaway, and then Kenny Jacobs. We're going to get off the air here for just a second, let them get their tapes.
Steve, you did what you needed to right from the beginning, got out in the lead. Did you really have any problems out there?
Well, we got out in the lead. Me and Kenny got it coming off pretty close together, and I went to the bottom. There's some moisture there, so we get out there, and I just ran as hard as I could. Everything felt pretty good up until about the last 10 laps, and I started having trouble getting around the cushion. I don't know if anybody else was having any problems or not, but I was sure glad to see the white and the checker. I know that.
Did you know when Kenny got up close to that one time when he was coming up on Wolfie?
Well, I don't know. I seen one time I thought I'd passed a lap car, and I come back out of 2, and I seen somebody almost drive back by me, and I thought it wasn't the same color car that it was when I went by. So I didn't know exactly who that was at the time. That's the only time maybe I thought I had seen somebody, but I really wasn't looking for anybody. I just had my mind set on what I was going to do and go where I thought I needed to go, and I wasn't really looking for anything. So I figured if somebody was coming by, they was going by, and there wasn't nothing I could do about it.
Was you really surprised to see Wolfie back that far?
Well, I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know if he'd had trouble or whatever, but maybe not surprised, glad to see him there. Knowing he's not there, I mean, not that he was back there, but knowing he's not behind me, that's sort of a relief on my mind. Anytime you got an eye on him and you know he's not right behind you, because if you ever got to worry about somebody, he's the guy you're going to have to worry about.
Number 7, any more special than any of the others?
Well, tonight is probably the most special thing going on. Maybe next week it might not be, but I don't know. We got away with the Kings Royal, and I just sort of want to put 2 back-to-back and then come away with Knoxville. And anytime you can win those 2 races, it makes a pretty good year out of it.
The Fram Dash last year kind of eluded you a little bit with problems. With the roll you're on this year, looking forward to that now? Well, that would definitely top it off if we could pull that one off. That'd be your 3 biggest paying races, and let's just hope I can do that. That's the next one in line. So I don't know. It'd be nice. Out in front of the Outlaw points lead again this year, are you really worried about losing that at all? It seems like your evidence that you're going to be out there in front. Well, right now we got a comfortable lead. I think. Barring any kind of accident, which would put me out, for a couple weeks or something like that. I think as strong as my race car runs all the time, I think we've got a real good chance above, maybe, above 80-90% to win that thing. But I don't know. Got Mark running second. You never know what might happen in a team deal like that, but they do a good job, and both cars really run super fine all the time, and it's just a pleasure to run out Carl Kensel stables. Another good job out there tonight, and everybody knows why you're the king. Well, I do too. I got a good race team. What's up, Steve?
Thank you. Great race, Steve. Proud of you. Thank you.